Werben Jaeger, man, Jensen. Uh, would you rather have 10,000 spoons when all you need is a knife, or always have a knife but never be able to use spoons?
Oh boy, I'm picking. I'm picking spoons. I think.
Oh,
Well, but
give
hold
me.
on a sec. 10,000 seems like just a
That's a lot of spoons.
an extraordinary pointless amount of spoons.
Gosh, it would be rough, like, cause like spoons are essential. I think you probably use spoons more than knives if you think about it
Oh, yeah.
more often. And I mean, you can cut some stuff with spoons.
That was my thought exactly.
But like, if you're obviously this wouldn't apply to you, but like somebody who eats meat, like try eating
Cutting
a
like
steak with a spoon,
with a spoon. That's true.
or some meatloaf. I
But
guess you could do like meatloaf with a
but
spoon.
also without spoons, like there goes soup.
Yes, it does take away a lot of stuff, and like you got that one nasty knife and can't ever use a spoon. Like 'cause all you got is the knife.
But
Now
you got all
want-
the spoons in
Yeah,
the world.
you want some cereal, but all you got is a knife. Like you can't do nothing. Like you're just absolutely screwed in that situation. I think I'm gonna go with 10,000 spoons, and I'm gonna try to sharpen one of them up.
That's fair.
Try to sharpen one of
Nobody
my.
said you couldn't mess
never,
with your spoon.
never said you can't sharpen the spoon.
That's true.
I'm gonna give me a spoon. Give me 10,000 spoons.
Give me one spoon knife.
Peace and blessings, kings and queens. My name is Jaquan Davis,
And I am Nicholas Fletcher.
and you are now tuned in to another edition of. This dude named Bo Peep was on my ass about $20.
It's another edition of this. This has been
that,
a recurring
this
segment.
dude named Bo Peep. This dude named Bo Peep is hilarious to me. You are now tuned into another episode of the Young Old Heads podcast. This is episode 23,
That's crazy.
the hip hop adjacent podcast where we talk about a little bit of everything and a whole lot of nonsense. Okay, so let's get into the proceedings this evening. I can actually use that. It's 5 p.m. When is technically evening? Is it? Wouldn't you say about 5 p.m. is
Yes, it's
about evening?
5 p.m. is where my head went.
Yeah, I would say 5, 6 p.m., But, how was your week,
So,
my friend?
so as you know, last episode we spoke about my father, who was in the hospital, not doing well, and unfortunately, this Monday he passed away.
Yes.
So it has been a very trying week, extremely emotional. We talked earlier about the episode.
Yeah.
Having a positive, just a positive episode, positive outlook.
Yeah, this one is all about peace and love.
So I do want to say rest in peace to a truly great man, a great father, somebody who I'm going to pass so many traditions on to my kids through.
It's amazing, man.
Silver lining, I had family that I've been kind of estranged from for a while regroup because of all of this.
Yeah.
And it's this weekend reconnecting with family and finding like the parallels in our upbringing and stuff has actually been pretty beautiful and unique.
That's
So there's the silver lining, and I think if anything, that would make my dad happier than anything on this earth. So
amazing.
So
Yeah, man. So privately, I did send my condolences, but I didn't publicly just because I felt like, for me, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with anybody publicly sending their condolences, but you being such a good friend of mine, like I felt like it was my duty to reach out to you specifically and let you know that I'm here for you, bro. Love you to death. And I got you, man. My condolences. So we ain't going to get too somber. Seems like you're handling it as well as you possibly can with, all things considered. And some of the things you told me, man, made me a little emotional. I've been emotional this past week. Something in the air, man. I don't know what it was. I just had this uneasy feeling, and I don't want to say I've been depressed or anything, but just like this feeling of sadness. And I actually, just off, man. And just kind of I'm very much an introvert, and sometimes I'm just kind of kind of revert to a hermit state.
Yes, I am
So
very well aware of that.
yeah, so but and actually, but everything that's going on with you, I definitely had to reach out to my father and speak with him, and we not exactly on good terms, but we're working on it. So
Yes,
that's
that's
one
good.
positive things
That
that
is
has
good.
come out of this week. So let's get into the things about the stuff and the subject matter.
Okay, so moving on to a topic that Jay came up with that
Yes.
piqued my interest. Very, we see where this goes, but Jay and I are going to. Here's the premise: how would you describe me to somebody who's never met me, and vice versa?
Okay. So
So you want to start?
I will start. I will say, take the most annoying sound you've ever. No,
Farting.
the worst smell you can
Ever
possibly
think of?
imagine. No, in all seriousness, I would say this dude is just freakishly tall for no reason. Like it's dumb.
There's a
Like
reason I can reach stuff.
no, you really shouldn't. It's unnecessary. Like tall and uncoordinated. Uh, but no, I would say that this is that Nicholas is one of the most genuine human beings I've ever met in my life. Very intelligent, hilarious. Like just some of the things you say sometimes, man. I'm like, yo, this dude is like not even just the goofy stuff. Like when you say something like really profound, I'm like, bro, like I'm so glad to have you as my friend because I just learned something from you. Like I'm a wordsmith, right? I've learned words from you, bro. Like just being in your presence. I think you're amazing, a phenomenal dad. I think you're one of the most empathetic people I've ever met. And just a good time overall, man. Very caring. Like there's not a lot of people I trust on earth just because, people are trash, but but I absolutely trust you, man. And I would just say, like, yeah, if you got the opportunity to know this guy, go for it. He's ridiculous. He's very versatile. Like, this man's 32 years old and loves Pokemon, but is also so brilliant. Like he could write you a verse and rhyme some words you never even thought of. So I would just say if you have the opportunity to know that dude, do it. He's very helpful in the community. He runs a business that is. It's just like you have to be a caring, warm-hearted person to do that sort of work. I think so. I just think you're a pretty phenomenal human being, man. Like all jokes aside, I am proud to be your friend.
And
Absolutely.
so I know, it's that cliche thing you hear a lot, but that genuinely, and it's on record, that is the nicest thing anybody's ever said about me.
Bro, like there's
Like
a reason.
genuinely.
Yeah, there's a reason I come around all the time. I mean, yeah, we do the podcast, but I'm also grateful that we were able to reconnect and spend time. Like sometimes we just hang out and don't do nothing.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, so
So
yeah, so that kind of falls in line with where I want to go. One, truly thank you. That was genuinely the
from the
nicest
heart,
thing I've ever
bro.
heard. So
Tomorrow's not promised. I gotta let you know, even though you're annoying as hell, I love you, man.
So, if I had to describe you to somebody, I feel like there's a lot of very close relation to like how you would describe me. So, one, you are a brilliant human being, like
Wow.
profoundly intelligent,
Wow.
and I truly mean that, bro. Again, you brought up versatility. You're somebody who we can sit there and riff off of and joke and just have this nonsensical, weird conversation.
Yeah.
And then literally moments later have this deep, profound talk about like philosophy and life and spirituality. So just extremely diverse. One, you are again a very kind human being. I've seen you like just in general in a lot of settings. You're warm. You're welcoming. Uh, you're kind of funny.
Yeah, a little
I
bit.
mean, you try.
I think
I
I
mean,
get a lot of courtesy laughs.
just a lot of just like the
Yeah,
sympathy laugh.
yeah, Jay, that was
No, but
hilarious.
I will say, extremely, extremely funny person, and I think also fits with all type of humor. Like I feel
Yeah,
like you put us. I feel like you're the kind of guy you could be as introverted as you are, any setting you're in, I feel like you could, you can roll with the conversation
Yeah.
and get engaged and talk about it. I'd say amazing father, bro. JJ is one of the coolest kids I've ever met in my
Yeah.
life.
Yeah, he's decent.
And I will be totally honest, bro. I see so much of not only like obviously he's your son, but like just your personality in him, man. He's
Yeah.
he's already like how we're so weird with our little inside like Maleficus Gancino and
Yeah,
jokes
yeah,
and like
yeah.
the Shadow Realm.
Yeah,
He'll
he
just
was.
chime in out of nowhere. He's
Uh,
he's smart as hell, bro.
yeah, he's all in on the shadow realm
Yeah,
too.
so I'll say that. Another thing also, I don't know a lot. You know what? Oddly enough, talking to Felicia about this the other day, but I don't know many human beings on this earth that I could literally just sit in my kitchen with and spend an entire evening with, no plans
Yeah,
whatsoever,
yeah,
and enjoy myself.
yeah.
And that's us. Like we'll sit there and play
All
like on the
day.
laptop and make like top tier lists and stuff.
Yeah,
And in today's era, that's just usually if you have friends, it's like, what are we doing? Like come
yeah.
over.
We just go to
So
the bar, bro.
you're somebody
Ain't no liquor.
that I can spend time with no like preconceived like plans, anything like
Yeah.
that, and just truly know we're gonna have a good time. Like
Yes.
no, you're also a very very honest dude. You're transparent. You don't have much of a filter. Not
I
at
do
all.
sometimes.
But I will say, even if you do,
I
think,
try to.
not in a negative connotation.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
saying
yeah.
when you don't have a filter, I think you're like you say. Even if I were to ask you to critique one of my songs, I
Yeah.
know you would give me sincere feedback.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be just a yes men situation.
I mean, here's the thing, man. Like, I just feel like it would be obviously dishonest, but it would be. I wouldn't be a good friend if I didn't give you honest feedback. Like, I don't. Like, I care about your feelings and stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm always gonna present it in a way to where it's not, hurtful.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest with you,
So
man.
that was kind of the point that I was going to lead into is you can be very honest without being it's a genuine honesty. It's
Yeah.
not a hater like or a yes man energy. It's a
Yeah.
genuine like, hey man, like that. Yeah, this has some potential, but like
Yeah.
I wasn't feeling it. Yeah, so
Yeah, man.
that
So,
and to kind of conclude, I think all around, I think I would describe you as somebody who
it's very handsome.
is
A ladies' man. Always
huge
smells
muscles.
good. Yeah, pretty jacked. So
Yeah, like chiseled,
Yeah.
chiseled Greek god.
yeah, like a level of fitness you
Yeah.
couldn't possibly reach. So
Chiseled out of ebony, an ebony statue. But really, I just think that you are a very well-rounded and balanced person, which
I
is hard to
appreciate that,
find in like this era. Like I think that
I do believe life. I think we've spoken about it before, but I definitely believe life is about balance.
yeah,
So
exactly. And I
that,
think
that makes sense.
And I think where I'll thank you on my mental health trek and just my journey through all the big, deep existential questions. You have been somebody who has actually like really motivated me in a positive direction.
Same.
Like yeah, like I'll see, like. I mean, so much so, bro. You're so charismatic. I'm sure you notice this, but
Yeah.
I charismatic. That's one I'm gonna give right now.
Charisma, you got
have
that
so
too.
much. People probably listen to this like these gay
Yeah, motherfuckers.
but you're so charismatic that sometimes I'll find myself picking up your mannerisms. I don't know if
Yeah.
you notice, yeah, but I will
Yeah, look,
unintentionally.
same, yeah.
I'll do something that I'm like.
I've
yeah.
started saying the phrase deductive reasoning because of you.
Yeah,
So
yeah, but so I think that
they probably like, oh, y'all didn't have to put this on no episode.
yeah,
You
we
coulda
could have just sat across.
Yeah,
from
absolutely.
No, but yeah, so no,
Positive
I think
vibes,
it's
man.
Yeah, but I think that's why it was a good topic.
Yeah.
Positive vibes, and so I just think that you're a great dude, one of my best friends on this earth.
Appreciate that, man, and likewise. And although you weren't my first choice for the podcast,
We all know that.
he wasn't my first choice for the podcast. You were the best choice, man, and like it's so crazy, like because the idea was presented at that game night, and it just stuck with me. I'm like, yeah, he would be perfect. Like we've known each other for so long, we got a lot in common. We can both talk.
Exactly.
Like He is like, why
And
did I
I'll
not
say
think of that before?
even Ep1, because we haven't even dropped the actual episode
Yeah,
one.
episode 1A.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that that'll be something we release at some point.
Yeah.
If anybody's interested.
I listened to a little bit of it the other day. I'm like,
Well, I think we've learned a lot, but I
yeah.
will say there was never, from the start of hitting record in this little setup we have. There's never been a lull in conversation. Period.
That's
Which is
funny.
pretty astounding.
Yeah.
So mind you guys, these are weekly episodes. We're 23 weeks in.
23 weeks
We've
in.
hung out every weekend for 23 weeks.
And we've also scrapped what, like 4 episodes?
Yeah, we've scrapped.
So yeah, and I remember like when we first got all our equipment, we were just riffing, and your wife was giving us subjects to just talk about, and like we went off about blueberry cobbler, like
yeah, exactly.
turned into a whole thing.
Which I think you and I literally, I think somebody could just give a topic, and we could know nothing about it. And I'll make you think I know a lot about it.
I think it's a carrot.
Well,
so yeah, man. But to close this, even though you were already attempting to close it, and I kind of stressed it out, I'm sorry. You're phenomenal. I'm phenomenal. We're great people. So
we're fantastic.
We're incredible. Incredible.
So today is your day for the random fact.
The random tandem fandom. So before times were trash. Like you always hear about something back in the day they used to do that was just foul.
Yeah.
Like just there's a lot of stuff. Like I think this section we have covered a lot of historical things, such as if you guys didn't know how the microwave was invented.
Yeah, it's very. You can get that one on episode 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3, 4. Episode 1 through 7. You'll
understand microwave.
So like just people, it's just certain things you look back like from stuff like there being cocaine in Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Just foul things like you would see back in the 60s there'd be doctors recommending certain cigarettes like I smoke these kind. I smoke these, they're fresh. And like just weird stuff like that. Well, I recently discovered something in terms of history. The term castrato. Have you ever heard of the term castrato?
No.
You being a musically inclined dude, just take a guess. Do you have any idea what it would have concern with?
I'm just, for some reason, I'm thinking of castration.
Okay, well, you're on the right path.
Okay, yeah, because I heard Castro, so
So when it comes to music and singing and all that, you got like sopranos and falsettos and
bravado,
yeah, all that. Bravado, is that? Oh yeah, bravado. Vibrato is the. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know the terminology. Don't judge me.
But I think it does have something to do with music.
Yeah,
sure.
but so back in the day, this practice ended in 1903. But a castrato was a young man who, before puberty, had a high voice, and they would remove his testicles in order for his voice to stay high.
That's ridiculous.
Yes, absolutely. But the worst part about it is there's also what's called there's what's called the eunuch, which is they were also castrated, but
no genitals at all, right? I think that's what a eunuch.
No, you still have your penis. You just get your testicles removed.
Oh, okay. I thought eunuch was the whole unit.
No, eunuch is so the castrato, they get theirs removed specifically for the purpose of being able to sing against their will. And thank goodness this practice was done away with. It was a lot of
1900s, not that long ago.
It's
in
not
hindsight, so
it's not. A lot of this was mostly done in opera, from what I read. But a eunuch is somebody who's also had their testicles removed, also been castrated, but they later found out that the voice will still change, like without even without the testicles being removed. So they was taking people's
for no reason,
jewels for absolutely no reason. And it's just like, for that to have happened, like so many people had to be on board with it.
Exactly.
Like, because it's a child.
Yeah.
So it's like his parents were like, yeah
a whole family.
Yeah, we don't want grandkids. We don't.
Like theaters or places they'd perform at.
Exactly. Like it's just.
Cut his nuts off.
It's just take his nuts off. It's fine. He's gonna be rich, a rich opera singer. Take his nuts. We don't. He ain't nuts for you. Don't know damn grandkids. We want money. So that is the random fact of the day, ladies and gentlemen. You just learned a word. If you already knew that, I'm surprised.
Yeah, I'd be surprised too.
But castrato,
I think it falls right in line. We've had this conversation so many times that people were wild back in the day, and it makes
Wild
you think about like
AF.
what 100 years from now are they going to look back at our society and be like, these crazy
Yeah, y'all was
bastards.
really.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like as society progresses,
You
because
guys were really
it-
using Google? What
yeah,
was-
well, you think about how like these people were running the world, bro.
Yes.
These people were like in charge.
Yeah.
These were adult
Oh,
people.
yeah, and it's just like the castrato thing was just like something. Oh, he's a castrato.
yeah, exactly. It was
Casual,
just
you know.
yeah, he's castrato.
Yeah, he's a castrato.
And also the science on that level, because I guess we've really come a long way scientifically.
Oh, yeah.
Because I don't even feel like the science behind removing testicles and having the vocal cords change.
Yeah, I don't know that there's any connection at all. Get in the comment section and let us know if you do have the knowledge, if there was any. I think in some cases it may have worked, but there was a lot of cases when it didn't.
Yeah.
So, it's just bizarre. Why would you even, what would even be the point of, oh gosh, yeah. Just for the sake of entertainment, we're going to take your testicles, sir.
And again, unwilling to these people. Because I don't think there's any kid that was like, hey,
yeah, you can take mine. I want to see.
Pick me.
Jesus.
All right, so do you have a WTF news headline?
Okay, give me just a second here because I am the opposite of prepared. I have
one really quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Did you know that they used to cut people's nuts off? Just
No, I didn't. Tell me more.
I feel like that's a what the fuck news headline.
Here's a WTF.
Oh my god. Hold up.
That's not the same one, is it?
Hold up.
Okay, you go ahead. You can have that one. I got so many other ones.
That's crazy though.
That is wild.
That's literally some. Okay, you guys. So
Okay.
a little clarification. Jay and I just had the same what the fuck news headline.
Yeah,
pulled
and
up
we
on our
don't
phone.
share them. Like we just
No, really don't.
independently
Yeah,
have.
that was independent.
So
Because we just
that's wild.
screenshot them with Sam. That
Okay,
was
so
crazy.
I got another one for you.
Okay, so this one, did you read about it though?
I
It's
didn't
actually
read
pretty
the-
sad.
I didn't read the
But
whole thing.
just the headline: Milwaukee man who killed his son over a cheesecake sentenced to 20 years in prison. Over a cheesecake.
Jesus, man.
Yeah,
That
and
is
I mean
awful.
the actual story is pretty tragic, but just that alone.
I think, yeah, that's like it's pretty. You just saying that, I'm like, whoa, that's awful.
Yeah,
Like,
over a cheesecake.
Okay, so I got one that's a little more lighthearted, but still kind of dealing with the harsh realities of the world and the law. Lawyer got his client to do a 30-day sentence. He was originally facing 10 years. The lawyer says, and I quote, "He was the guiltiest client I ever represented in my life."
Jesus.
Yeah, and he got him a 30-day sentence.
That's a good topic we could talk on one day. Being a lawyer,
Yeah.
you get hired by. I mean, I guess you can turn down cases,
Absolutely.
but you got to be a scumbag to
You really
know
do.
somebody is. I mean,
Like
even
you,
as a lawyer,
like, sir,
you're
you
this-
clearly did this.
yeah, but
I
still
gotta-
try to like, no. Like, I understand the glove was bloody.
Yeah, but okay, so I got a couple more that I can just. This one's kind of had a happy-ish ending because a piece of trash was caught.
Okay, so
14-year-old rape case solved after rapist uploads his DNA to Ancestry website.
oh wow,
You dumb
yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah.
Glad you got caught
That's
out here raping people. That's awful. I think rape is one of the most despicable
The
things.
most. So I'd say unforgivable.
Like even
unforgivable.
Absolutely. Even in movies, bro. Like I see it. I usually got to skip through it. Like
Same,
if
weird.
they have an extreme scene like that, I usually can't. I can't do scenes like that, and anything with kids getting hurt is usually pretty rough.
That was honestly the two things that I'd go as far as saying unforgivable would be rape and then something harming children. Those are the ones that, and that's where it's crazy because you find out like rapists and like people who harm children have to get put in separate areas of prison.
Yeah.
Because like life like inmate people on death row, they'll just they ain't got nothing to lose, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And it's I've always thought that was strange. It's like you guys are despicable too, but they're like, yeah, but
yeah, when you know it's bad when the dude who's already in prison is like
for murdering, but they're like, yeah, my crime was against another grown man.
Yeah.
Like I guess that's the logic behind it. Obviously, you're a criminal too, but you're on another level when you're doing that sort of stuff, sexually assaulting people. Okay, so the last one I'll touch on. Researchers, I might actually invest in this if this becomes a thing because I
Okay.
love food.
Okay.
Researchers working on weight loss device that locks jaw, restricting users to only liquid diet.
That's just pure insanity.
Yeah,
That picture
it's
comes.
like a
Yeah,
little
the picture just.
locks your teeth together, locks your jaw, so you can't do nothing but sip through a straw.
That's got to be parody or like
No, it's
or
I've
what do they
seen
call
it
it?
in
That's got to be
satire.
satire. Yeah.
You would think so, but I actually seen it in several different places, and there's some validity to it.
So what about all the other things you have to do with your mouth, like talk and
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you just do it at night when you know you're.
yeah,
I don't know. I'm sure there's a lot of kinks to work out with it, but maybe you just do it whenever the work. I don't know, because then you're like, oh, I'm gonna just pig out all day and then put the lock.
yeah,
on my
exactly.
mouth.
Yeah,
Like so, I don't know, man.
put the lock on when you sleep.
It's a crazy concept. I wouldn't really actually do that. Like, there's several steps I would
Yeah,
take
I
before.
feel yeah that had better be like unless you're sleepwalking and eating like an entire fridge.
Yeah.
Like
That's about
don't
the
lock
only,
your jaw.
yeah. And then what if you did do that and you're sleepwalking and you get all aggressive and just rip it out? Like,
Yeah,
no,
exactly.
fool,
There's
rip teeth
there's
out
so
with
many
it.
bad
Yeah,
variables.
so
that could go in
there's a
there.
lot of wrinkles to iron out on that potential idea.
All right.
Okay, so what are we gonna get into for
What is that noise,
the home intruder?
bro? I think that's rain.
Really?
Yeah, we're getting
Our mics are picking up the rain.
Yeah, and bro, it's a bad rainstorm.
We got some good mics. It did look like it was gonna
Yeah,
rain
yeah,
when I was
okay.
on my way here.
Okay. Oh my God, that segues perfectly.
Because
Because what's the next topic? Things that become creepier at night.
Things that become creepier at night.
Okay, I'm just gonna throw this out right now.
Okay.
Any random unexplained noise in general.
Yes.
So during the
The
day,
remote falling off a dresser or
yes,
something.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
you, oh, what?
What
is
it? But even like say you're at home, like hanging out, doing laundry, whatever, and like you hear like during the day, and you hear like a pop or a creak in your house.
Yeah.
It's like whatever. But like you're
That's-
walking upstairs in the hallway and it's dark and you hear it and a
Yeah.
whole nother.
That's the thing too. Like your house, like settling at
Yeah.
night, and you hear a pop or a creak, like you said. A pile of clothes.
Yep.
Piles of clothes
Yep.
seem to take a human form at night.
nighttime. Yeah, there's
So you see him got him sitting on a chair or on the couch or something. You're like, is that a person?
somebody break into my house.
Sir, what are you? So that's one. You know what's another one that always got me is like, and this is because I live in an apartment, so this will happen sometimes. And usually I might be leaving or taking out the trash or something. Someone sitting in a car.
Yep, I would agree.
No
Just
lights
yeah.
on, nothing. You just see a silhouette in the car. You don't know, like,
It's very ominous. It's
yes,
like, what
very,
are you doing?
very
Just chilling
eerie.
in your car. You're just like,
Yeah.
And what's funny is probably the most just mundane, simple explanation. but
exactly,
At
like,
nighttime,
yeah,
it's just like murder.
Yeah,
Definitely a
he's
murderer.
stalking me.
I'm about to be human trafficked. Great.
Murder. So that's a good one. I think things that are actually somewhat pleasant at any other time of the day, like a child's laughter.
I swear to God, when you brought it upstairs, I was going to bring up children's laughter.
Like,
or
if you
babies
go-
cry. Like,
yeah.
I'm not saying babies' cries are scary. During like at night, they're scarier.
Yeah,
Like, if
yeah. Like if you go out, like if I leave here and it's night and I just hear a kid laugh in the distance, I'm gonna be taken aback.
Yeah.
Like what?
What you laughing at out here at this
Or
hour?
like, or like if you're heading out and you hear like some of that ballerina type music,
Yes,
or
like
like
music
a
box stuff.
lullaby
Yeah.
music box. There you go, something like that. You hear that off in the distance. That would be very eerie. I think also like wind, like if you wake up to the sound of the wind in the distance, like especially if it
Like
hits
the howling wind.
yeah, that's the best way to put it. You know, and it'll take on almost a different sound effect other than just regular wind.
Also, rain. That was a good example. Like at
Rain.
night, like if you like woke up, but like
I don't know. I think for me, rain
kinda
doesn't.
actually- that's
it's
true.
more soothing,
yeah,
no
rain
matter
is,
what
I
time.
sleep
like,
with an actual rain machine.
I was gonna say,
Yeah,
I
so-
sleep better when I hear that rain, hear and
Yeah,
smell
so
that.
I guess
rain.
that wasn't a good example.
Yeah, so rain, not so much. But
You want to know a weird one?
What's
And
that?
I don't know if you'll even, if you've ever even paid attention to this before. But the sound of the highway, like with like the, you know, like when cars pass and it's like they're in the distance and it's kind of got that like reverb of the that kind of
Yeah, I actually noticed that a few months back when I was working in Bill, our hotel was right next to the highway, so I didn't think it was airy though.
So
It was
mine at
just
night though. But my memory of it was I was actually asleep over at a friend's house. Everybody fell asleep but me. I was trying to pull an all nighter. Nobody else made it. It was like 3, 4 in the morning. I was at that young age where usually I don't stay up that late. And just the whole house is dark and quiet, and I'm playing a video game, and they had their window cracked because it was summer, and I could just hear the highway, and it just gave me this like eerie feeling. I could just hear like the howling of the highway.
What about keys? Hearing keys jingling in the distance. I think that might be from a specific movie I seen, and that's probably why I think like
I have one, but I mean this is kind of one where it's like duh, but I would say the like a scary movie in general or a show, because you could watch like Chucky at like 10 in the morning, which would be pointless to do, but you just probably watch it and whatever doing dishes. But if you watched it by yourself at like 2 in the morning,
not me.
I
will say, because Chucky I was terrified of it as a kid, but now it's child's play.
pun word.
I'm a little punny. No, but I feel like that's not really a good example, but I do agree with you, because like American Horror Story, I love that show, but my dumb ass, I used to watch it before work in the mornings. I was binge watching it, so I'd catch like half an episode before work. I go to work at 4 a.m.
I was gonna say it's still dark out though.
Yeah, so like I'd be going to my car and looking around and stuff, and it was always eerie because the deer like to come and congregate on the property on my apartment. So I'd always see some type of figure outside just out there.
Like, this is it. Here we go.
All right. Well, I didn't live a good life.
I remember watching like during like the Halloween season and all that. I remember watching the Ghost Hunters and Paranormal Investigators.
Yeah.
And at night, again, bad idea, watching it before bed. And before I went to sleep, being like, well, we're going to flip some Nickelodeon on just for maybe one episode.
You got to cut it. Yeah. You got to water it down.
You got to purge your brain.
No, because I actually recently, I've been, and this just goes back to what you were saying. Like I like listening to creepy Reddit stories. If it's dark outside, I think I'll wait till 9 a.m. tomorrow.
I had this little stint a couple years ago where I was obsessed with those creepy Reddit stories. And the guy, because there's multiple people on YouTube who will do them.
Yeah.
And the one guy I found, his delivery was like novel worthy. This guy could have like narrated like scary books, and the way he delivered it and told the story. But this one's a little different because during the day I'd be like driving at noon and like on my lunch break and like dead ass, just like chills. He'd say something, just give me chills, and I'm like, ooh.
How about that Reddit story you heard earlier? There's one guy I listened to. I think the page is called Reddit Aliens. I enjoy his stuff a lot. So, all right. So I think that about does it for this episode.
This is it. For everybody listening. One, let's just send out some positive vibes, positive affirmations for just for the rest of eternity. Let's get humanity back on track. Let's not fall back into the era where we castrate people so they can sing high.
Yeah, dude. Let me take your ball so you can entertain me.
So it's preposterous, bro. The absurdity of it. But also in the comment section, if you have anything that pops when you think of something that you hear at night that's scarier than when you hear it during the day, drop it in the comments. Let us know. Anything we didn't mention.
Interact with us.
If you have a WTF news headline that you'd like us to talk about, screenshot it, send it to us. But yeah, just interaction, guys.
Yes.
Come on, please. Yeah, interact with us.
We're sad.
All right, so that will conclude this episode. This is. Once again, you have been tuned into an episode of the Young Old Heads podcast. I am Nicholas Fletcher.
And I am Sergio Soliloquy. I'm Jaquan Davis. And remember, if you made it this far, Jaquan Davis says, having fun isn't hard when you've got a library card. Oh, gosh, I'm out.
That's a nugget of information. All right, guys, this is the Hip Hop Adjacent Podcast. You know the rest. Bye. Peace.